and welcome to episode 11 of Two Guys, Zero Planners. Joining me once again is a familiar voice that took a month off to recover from some rather interesting happenings. How you doing, Urban?
I'm doing, well, not really well, but I'm doing better. The bones are healing and I can sit down again, which is already pretty good. How about you? It must be really cold where you are right now.
No, I'm in Oklahoma, so pretty much we don't get the exciting weather unless it's tornadoes. We just get the boring weather that's either mildly too hot or mildly too cold.
I see. So not like instant frostbite when you leave the house kind of temperature.
Right, not like up in Chicago. Michael was having some fun with that.
Yeah, I saw the video.
I take all the credit for that video. I talked him into going outside and doing that. I have the Discord chat to prove it. So with you being gone a month, that means you've probably got a lot of stuff that you've acquired.
Yeah, I mean, the show notes are a bit longer this time.
I was noticing that, and that's without any of my stuff in there.
I'm on sick leave. I have all the time today anyway.
Well, you do know what day it is, right? You have no clue.
No, I know the day, but I don't know the significance.
It's the first day of NaCoWriMo.
Yeah, I mean, I normally don't participate.
Oh, fair enough. I have to write part 1 of my 28-part letter to Phil.
Of course. You have to write it still. Don't you have to?
I have been completely behind schedule.
On such an important topic.
I know. You know who isn't behind schedule, though?
Our sponsor?
Oh, yeah. We want to thank the fine folks over at Penn Schley for always sponsoring Two Guys, Zero Planners. I mean, Ron is an amazing person who runs an amazing shop, and their fast free shipping is always on time, sometimes ahead of time, too. It's amazing when you order something on a Friday, think it's not going to show up till Tuesday, and it's waiting for you on Monday, which, if you're an inkaholic like me, going through his 12 steps, it's a very important thing to get your ink on time, especially for NaCoWriMo. So head on over to Penn Schley, click on that radio podcast link at the top of the page, and enter Two Guys to unlock your site-wide 10% discount and take advantage of some of the killer deals that Ron's got going on. I think that has to be the best transition I've ever done.
That is true, yeah. That was good.
And then I just ruined it by pointing it out. Wow. So you got yourself a sailor.
Well, so if you, dear listeners, could see the show notes, the first point would be presents, actually. So I got a sailor, and kind of unexpected, and I didn't even pay for it. It was a present. So I now have a sailor 1911 large with a music nib, which is
wow, you've got the large?
Yes.
That's a pretty good pen.
That is a pretty good pen and totally unexpected. I mean, a late Slack Secret Santa present.
Well, you know that kind of makes us sailor buddies.
Oh yeah, your Rialo. How's that?
I like sailor again. I think I made a point of it on BYOB to say that I always hated sailors and always would. And this sailor changed my mind. That 18K nib is just phenomenal.
I mean, the music nib is a bit, I mean, it does have a sweet spot, and you notice it depending on the paper a bit more or a bit less, but still it's super wet, and I've had that for a few days now, and I'm on the third filling anyway already. I mean, the sailor converters are tiny, so maybe that's not so much of an achievement. But
well, that is one good thing about the Rialo. It is a piston filler, so I do get a little bit more ink in that pen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really complaining. I like changing inks, so it's actually good.
You actually have enough inks to change out, but actually, you know, after getting that sailor from Andrew, he sent me like 10 ink samples. Like, that's just crazy. In a good way, but still crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already paying for shipping, then why not add a bit more, right?
Exactly. Actually, you know, I bought 2 pens from him in the last month. What is he doing to get me to buy all of his stationery stuff?
Is the other the Franklin Christoph?
It is.
Oh.
Yeah. All he had to do was say Masayama, and I was sold.
Yeah.
Dude, that fine cursive italic, man.
Yeah, maybe sometime this year I will have to buy one as well. I mean, Anna's going to the San Francisco pen show in August. She has some space in her luggage. We'll see.
Well, the 45 is a pretty small pen, unless you get the 45 like extra large.
Yeah.
But honestly, I thought it would be quite a while before I got a Franklin Christoph, and that one kind of just fell into my lap. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel good about it, though, because Andrew's in the process of trying to buy a Nakaya, and I'm helping him get to that goal.
Yeah.
So you also picked up a Knox Sinclair?
Yes, that was also a present from a pen buddy from Norway who said, yeah, I don't use it. Are you interested? I don't know what to do with it. And then he just sent it to me and included, I think, 12 ink samples because
Wow.
he's just, I mean, he subscribes to one of those sample subscription services. There's one from Appelboom.
Ah,
and
okay.
there's all those ink samples that he has that he doesn't like some of the colors of, and then he just sends them to me every half a year or something.
I like the purple in the bottom left of the Instagram picture.
Which one? It's probably, that's the Mont Blanc lavender purple.
Of course, it had to be the expensive one.
I think that is not too bad. That is a standard Mont Blanc color, no special edition. So it shouldn't be too bad, actually.
So it's not $70 a bottle. It's actually realistic.
But he did send a sample of this emerald, the one to the left, the screen, that is actually in that price range.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, what are they making the ink with? The Tears of Children or something?
I don't know. I think this is actually one where they have some special ingredients. Maybe it is justified. Okay. But in general, I don't know.
We'll let them say it's justified.
I mean, if they can sell it, then why shouldn't they, right?
Fair enough. I mean, if the market's there.
Exactly, yeah.
I'll tell you what. I got a pink ink.
Is that special for you, pink inks?
I just don't know what to do with it. It is bright, obnoxious pink.
Uh-huh. What did you get?
It's the Tassia, whichever pink one it is from them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like neon pink. I don't know what pen to put that in. I keep looking at the swab going, what do I do with you? At some point, I think I'm probably going to do a review on it for the YouTube channel, but I don't know if I'm ever going to actually write with it.
Yeah, I mean, if the pen is broad enough, I think it should work.
So that means I'm either going to have to put it in the Pilot 743 or the Nakaya.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to try. I mean, at least it's not yellow, right? I have this big bottle of Ackermann Dutch Masters yellow, and that is, I also don't really know what to do with it because it's very, very light.
Well, you and I can both agree on one thing. Yellow is just not necessarily a good color for us.
Yeah, maybe in a Fude nib or a Pilot Parallel. I think that could work.
The problem with yellow inks that I find is until they actually start to dry, they're so light when they first hit the paper that you have no clue what you've actually written unless you're paying attention.
Yeah, I think that one is dark enough. That should work. I mean, I tried it in a medium nib. It works. It's just not, I don't know.
It works, just interestingly.
Yeah. Pink is better than yellow, I think.
No, I'll concede that. Barely, but I'll concede it.
Yeah, I still have all those. I think Anna sent me 9 or 10 samples of pink inks at one point. I have to try some of them still.
Give me a good green or blue any day, preferably turquoise, but hey, I'll take green or blue. I'm a simple person from Seattle, so hey, it's the colors for the football team over there.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I just realized that probably half of our listeners wouldn't actually get that.
Yeah, it's sport. I wouldn't get it even if I lived there, probably.
Yeah, I mean, hey. So you also got gifted some stationery. Yes,
and so I basically could walk around with just stuff that I've been given, didn't have to pay for, which is pretty cool. So Stuart Lennon, one of the hosts of the 1857 podcast, he is a listener of the FPC podcast, and then he reached out to us and said, hey, I own this stationery company, Nero's Notes from the UK, and I want to send you something. Please give me your address. So, and then he sent me a Dingbats journal and some Pebble stationery notebooks. So these are this A6 sized. Are they staple bound? I don't know. Probably. I don't see any staples.
All I know is it says dot grid.
Dot grid, not staple bound, but they're sewn, and it's Tomoe River Paper, which is cool.
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, and 4 millimeters even. I don't know. That's totally perfect. And yeah, Anna hasn't received her package yet, but I think he listened to the last episode with our top 3 of 2018. Just picked something off from in the paper category for each one of us, because everyone got something different.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Welcome to the weird club of just having people say, "What's your address? I'm sending you something."
Yeah, that is pretty amazing, and thank you to everyone. This is really cool. I don't know what to say.
That goes for me too. Those pen pillows. Thank you, Quadrupod. Seriously, wasn't expecting that, and those things are amazing. Yours will probably be in the mail on Monday.
Oh, right. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I owe you a letter, but I also needed to wait till a few things were purchased and a couple bills were paid to make sure I had the shipping to actually get it to Germany.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not running out of things to talk about. Don't.
No, you're not, because there's also some Pen BBS stuff in there too.
Yeah, there's always some Pen BBS stuff. It seems they are on a roll. I don't know. They keep releasing stuff. There's also something for the next episode. Yeah, so I think the interesting one is the Pen BBS 355. So this is their, I don't know, bulk filler type pen. So similar to what Konit did, just without the improvements that they patented, which again, for a Chinese company is actually good. I guess that they didn't just violate the patents.
That's always respectable. Blatant ripoffs are always good to be avoided.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Wing Sung. Looking at you.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, because I think that Wing Sung is sort of related to Hero, and Hero actually has some of the rights from Parker. I don't know. It's complicated.
Oh boy. Well, there goes my entire comment. So about this Pen BBS.
So this is like a Konit without the improvements, and you can see why they made those improvements, because filling that thing is actually not that simple.
I was about to say, what happened to that pen? It looks like it went through a car wash.
Well, I mean, it's just not full.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Because I messed up and ink came out when I tried to put the rod back. So yeah, so I in general I really like it. I think it's the best built Pen BBS pen, even better than the vac filler. But from a usability point of view, the vac filler is just much easier to use.
Okay. Which one was the vac filler again? The 356?
456, I think.
456, okay.
Yeah.
I knew it ended in 56. I just couldn't remember the prefix.
So they count up with their numbers. So they start with 1, and then they try to, they do their inks, their pens, they started making notebooks, and they just keep counting, and everything gets the next number somehow.
So just the next iteration of that concept or that period?
Yeah, somehow.
Okay, that makes sense. It also has a medium nib.
Yes, they started really coming out with medium nibs and fine nibs with actually a round tip.
Instead of the little flare at the end of it?
Yeah, exactly. And that is nice.
Okay. I was about to say I was going to ask you how the medium was. Although then I read your comment on the Pen BBS 309, and I think your third sentence, not overly wet and considerably less smooth than the medium on the 355.
Yeah, I mean, this is just not a round tip, right? This is sort of expected. I mean, this is the old nib that they've used forever. But it is a nice pen. It's this super cool color.
I mean, those old nibs actually kind of worked out for me because of my writing angle. But honestly, any nib works with my writing angle, except for writing upside down. Then I feel like I'm trying to rip the paper into shreds, which that's why I don't do too many upside down writing samples when I do a review.
Yeah, I mean, in general, what's the point? How often do you do that even?
Well, the thought process behind it is if you've got this pen that you love to have as an everyday carry and you run across some suboptimal paper that isn't going to hold the ink as well as it should, you just flip it over, write upside down with it, and it narrows the line width so it's actually usable on that cheaper paper.
Yeah, I don't know when I did that the last time, though. I mean,
yeah, normally I just go ahead and still write with my pen at full bore and go for it and just see what happens. I mean, it makes for some really interesting moments at work when all of a sudden I forget I've got like Noodler's Rome burning in one of my pens and it just feathers everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I generally take my own notebooks to work, so maybe this is also why it works for me.
Well, sometimes we have to, I mean, we're a paperless company 99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
But when we do have paper involved, normally it's some kind of like compliance thing or something that we have to sign. And that's always on extremely low quality, bargain bin, 50-time recycled paper.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I have a gel pen for that. I got with some Chinese pens as a gift.
I think I finally get to bleep you in an episode. Woo!
Yay.
For once, I'm not the person saying those things. Oh, man. Yeah. By the way, kind of going back to paper there for a second.
Yeah.
I got 4mm dot. Well,
yes,
reticle.
I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, you pushed
working?
me in the 4mm.
Cool.
Yeah. Which, by the way, blank slate paper. I highly recommend it. Like, seriously recommend it. What they're doing is actually letting you create your own custom 8.5 by 11 or whatever that size is, the standard paper size.
Yeah.
They let you create your own custom notebook. So you can go dot grid, blank, lined, reticle. You can choose how many millimeters the spacing is. Mm-hmm. And you can even choose the colors of the markers themselves.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, better than, what I've done, I've tried to find various tools online where I can do that. And then in the end, remove the watermarks and sort of hack it together.
I mean, I would say the only drawback I've seen so far, at least on the 28-pound paper that I ordered, and it may be different on the 32-pound paper, I don't know. The color is just off on some of the inks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, obviously you're not going to get like the same amount of craziness that you get from Tomoe River. But a couple of the colors I've tried on it so far, most of them you get the base color and it looks good. But on a couple of them, you just don't get the secondary and tertiary colors that actually make up that ink. And so they feel like they fall flat.
Mm-hmm.
So like mainly Robert Oster inks.
Yeah, but I guess on the other hand, it should dry much faster, right? That's sort of often the trade-off you make.
Yeah, it does dry quite a bit faster, which is a good thing.
Yeah. So I now have my setup ready with an A4 page that I can fold in half, and I have a 4mm dot grid printed on it. And sometime this year, I want to find the time to make a proper hardbound book out of it. We'll see when that's going to be.
There you go. That's your 2019 project.
Or maybe not. I have so many notebooks anyway. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
By the way, I was looking at the next pen in the lineup there that you got.
Yeah, that's in the blatant ripoff category, of course.
Yeah, that's extremely blatant ripoff. How did that one come about?
Yeah, the Lambitu 3059 is like a Twisby Eco, but that one that takes laminibs. What's his name? Mike Lampert, one of the other YouTube reviewers. What's his YouTube handle? The Offstage Me, I think, from Australia. He just mentioned that pen in one of his videos, basically because he said, "Hey Twisby, I want you to make a purple matte Eco because I have this one and it's pretty cool." And then I just had to get it. It's like $3 pen or something. And unfortunately, the cap isn't properly sealed, so it dries out pretty fast.
Oh, okay. So that's what you're talking about there.
So there's a screw in there that keeps the clip and this red finial in place. And I guess there's where the air is coming in and out. I was able to improve it a bit by sort of putting silicone grease everywhere but it's still not perfect. I don't know. But it's a $3 pen, so we'll have to see.
Well, hey, for a $3 pen, it could be worse.
Yeah. I mean, I would totally buy the Eco in that color.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really nice. And this matte finish, just like those matte Lamy Safaris, is pretty cool. That would be nice.
Yeah, I do like that purple. I'd probably buy an Eco in that color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the last pen you have here is not a pen.
Yes, that's a mechanical pencil, the Pentel Carry. And here it says since 1971, so it's apparently a pretty old design. And the cool thing about it is that it's a pocket pencil, I guess. So it has a cap. I don't know if there are any other or many other mechanical pencils that have a cap. And just like a Kaweco Sport, it's really short without the cap posted, and then you post it, and then you have a fairly long pencil.
A pencil with a cap.
Yes. And of course, the cap then at the end has also this plunger to sort of advance the lead.
Yeah, that's definitely the show title. A pencil with a cap. I can't wrap my head around that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I got some really, really soft 4B lead so that I don't have to press really hard. And it's really fun. I mean, compared to it's still a bit bigger than a Kaweco Sport, but totally possible to pocket carry that thing.
You know, the sarcastic part of me when you said it had a cap, the first really bad joke I wanted to say was, are you worried that your lead is going to dry out over the next couple millennia? Because, I mean, when are you going to pick up a pencil? But then I realized, wait, people actually use pencils.
Yeah.
I find I'm an oddball for a lot of that stuff. Like, even when I was playing Dungeons and Dragons using paper, I would use a fountain pen to, like, mark my hit points and stuff. So if I made a mistake, I would have to, like, scribble it out and actually write it in instead of using a pencil like a normal human being.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm using that thing very often anyway.
I mean, I like the way it looks.
Yeah. I mean, I got two because I wanted to give one as a going away present to a coworker that is leaving, but I might have just missed him with my sickness now. So I now have two.
Oh, well, you have two for now. You may gift the other one at some point. Who knows?
Yes. Maybe not to you. I don't know. That's a good idea. I've sent you other stuff.
Wait, what? Did I just sign up for a pencil?
Really hard pencils. So we have to really grip and press.
Oh, boy. Okay. I'm just going to take a nice, slow sip of this water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
That is good tap water. Lovely. Get that thought of pencil out of my head. Wow. I really need to quit being mean to pencils.
I mean, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. I mean, it's totally fair.
So we've got two more things on the list of urban here.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
So, paper.
Yes, paper. Hit me with it. Wait, no, I don't want a paper cut. That was a horrible dad joke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't really get paper cuts from Tomoe River, I think. That's too thin.
You know, I've got some Tomoe River. I can try it really quick. Do you want to find out?
I don't know. I don't think it will work.
Give me a second. Okay. Why am I doing this? It's like drinking ink all over again. 1, 2. Ow! Yeah, you can get a paper cut from Tomoe.
Really?
Kids, don't try that at home. I used the 52 GSM. I don't know about the 68.
So this actually works, huh? Interesting.
Yeah. Kids, don't try giving yourself a Tomoe paper cut.
Right.
While you tell me about it, I'm gonna put some liquid skin on that so it'll heal over.
Yeah. So for this year I actually have the Hobonichi Techo Cousin. So that's the big A5 notebook. Anna bought that for me in Taiwan. I'm not entirely sure if it made sense because shipping from France was kind of expensive because it's paper, and in the end, I think it came out to about the same price as buying it here. Yeah, I don't know what it is about those Hobonichi notebooks. I really like it. really works for me.
One of these days, I'm actually going to cave in and get a Hobonichi.
Yeah.
I'm starting to collect paper.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. I mean, first it's pens, then it's inks, then it's paper. What next? Am I going to start like collecting knock cases or something?
Cases in general, I don't know how many I have here. Cases are just like bags, right? You never have the perfect one.
You know, after we talk about your other notebook, before we talk about your pen hacks, we'll talk about another addiction that I just started too.
Mm-hmm.
So, how are you liking the Techo?
So I had the A6 one for 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that one, and for this year I got the big one, and yeah, it's really nice. People say somehow the quality isn't that good this year, but I haven't noticed anything.
I love how you singled out our best friend Daryl for the second notebook that you got.
Well, he's he's sort of the enabler for paper and anything like that anyway. And he is the biggest fan of bank paper. I think no one knew outside of Japan what that even was. So it's apparently Mitsubishi. I don't know which Mitsubishi. There's two Mitsubishis. One that does the pencils and Uniball things, and the other one that is basically everything else Mitsubishi. So I don't know which one. And they have this. They actually make paper. So they, when 50s, 60s, they started making that one for their bank, and it's ridiculously expensive. I mean, much more expensive than Tomoe River Paper,
right?
And yeah, he's just the biggest fan of it. And Daniel found it in some shop in the UK, so we just ordered some and sent it to Anna. And then she just put it into a package with all the other stuff that she got from Asia. So I now have this big 100-sheet pad of bank paper. And I don't know, I'm not as big a fan of it as Daryl, especially on the back. I don't like writing on the back of it. I don't know, it's weird.
Well, at least you see, if Michael had gotten that on the recommendation of Daryl, he probably would have like put a whole bunch of like produce on it and then took pictures and then tagged Daryl in it.
That is true.
For the people wondering about that joke,
yeah.
Daryl makes some amazing pen cases, and one of my hosts / co-hosts on another podcast, Hypothetical, likes to put produce in those pen cases.
Because Daryl sort of once asked, "What's the weirdest thing you can put in my pen cases?" He sort of
asked, at the 2018 Chicago Pen Show when he did that, and we got it on video. It was amazing and creepy all at the same time. I never want to look at a cucumber in a pen case ever again.
Indeed, yeah. Speaking of Daryl and Atelier Musubi, yesterday they released their first special editions with bank paper. I think they sold out already in like 6 hours or so, with some really, really cool covers, like made from indigo dyed stuff that is also iridescent. So really cool stuff.
Man, that guy just exudes quality.
And he's so super excited about what he's doing.
That's just how he is.
Yeah.
Like, you could hand him a penny and tell him that you found it on a particular corner in Singapore, and he would find something to get excited about. I mean, that guy is charismatic as they come, which is why I like talking to him. He's a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you did an interview, right?
Yeah. He also, because of him, I ended up getting sent a notebook made out of paper from elephant poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the weirdest gift I have ever gotten from a listener.
How's that paper?
I finally finished the notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. I wrote on 2 pages, and then I gave the tiny notebook to one of my coworkers. Okay. So I finished it by gifting it.
That's also fair.
To be fair, I wrote on it with my Nakaya.
So
honestly, it was beautiful. The paper had very good quality to it. It wasn't toothy at all. Had just a little bit of feedback, but not too much. And it actually did really well with the color.
All right.
Yeah, I was using fire and ice, and it looked beautiful.
Cool, yeah.
just goes to show paper made from elephant poop.
Yeah.
It's a thing, and apparently it's good.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe this year. I don't know. I mean, it's the beginning of the year, so maybe I'll at some point save enough money to buy a Musubi notebook as well. Paper is the best. Not that I have a need for yet another notebook, but yeah, I already know at some point I will do it.
Yeah, I need to get one of his notebooks too. I've got one of his pen cases that I actually use for my daily carry, and I need to get a notebook to go with it.
Yeah.
Because his artisans do very good work.
Apparently they do, yeah.
They really do. Before I tear up talking about his artisans and what he does, though, yeah. So my big purchase between last episode and this episode, I bought a camera.
Oh, what did you buy?
Panasonic G85. So it's micro four thirds, but still.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no more YouTube videos done on the cell phone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I don't have to waste 35 hours a week denoising a video so I can actually start editing it. Well, it's not a good because the software that I use to denoise, Adobe After Effects, the denoising plugin is like CPU intensive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's maxing out a 6-core processor, which is causing it on my desktop to run at about 78 degrees for 35 hours. On my laptop, it causes it to run at like 91 degrees for 35 hours. So I can't put that kind of strain on my computers week in and week out. I respect my computers too much for that.
Okay. Yeah, and it's also a lot of time wasted, I guess, right?
It really is, because the videos are done on Saturday and Sunday and Monday, and I'm not doing any podcast work on those days.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'd like to be able to do other stuff, but, maybe do some crazy nib creation stuff like you've done, which honestly, I want to hear about that and round out the show with it, because it's been a while since we've had a good urban hack.
Well, a while ago, I got this Duke Confucius with this music fooder nib, so a fooder nib with 3 tines and this overfeed, and, well, it's basically just a number 6 size nib, and I didn't really like the body that much. It's really fat and made out of metal and has a fairly slippery section, and also a tiny converter to go with it. And well, it took a bit and some force, but I managed to get the nib out, and then I put it into a pen BBS pen, because they also take number 6 nibs. You have to take one that has a cap that is big enough, of course, because that nib needs enough space. And yeah, that desk pen is, barely fits, right? If you really tighten the cap, it sort of touches the end a tiny bit. But it sort of works, right? And now I have an eyedropper with a big fat nib. Yeah.
Wow, that is a pretty good hack.
It took a while to realign the tines again, because now there's more tines and it's sort of a bit more complicated. But in the end, it worked, yeah. And that is fun.
Now you have a pen that, well, how quickly does that thing go through ink?
Yeah, not as fast as the Pilot Parallels on the Moonman pens. That's even worse.
Yeah, that letter that you gave me with the Pilot Parallel. Yeah.
What did I write? I'll stop now because it sounds like, looks like a ransom note.
Yes. Yes, sort of you said this looks like a ransom note, so I'm going to switch to another pen. And yes, it looked just like a ransom note. Well, man, it has been great catching up with you again. Glad you're feeling better.
Yes, so am I.
It was great having Jim on the show, but I missed you. I really missed you.
Yeah, I missed it too. And thanks, Jim, for doing this.
Oh, yeah. Definitely putting up with me for half an hour to 45 minutes is kind of crazy. And
well, he's used to it, right?
Well, yeah, because he got to put up with me when I was drunk.
Yeah.
Oy, those were days. But definitely thank you guys for listening. Week in, week out, every other week we do this because, it's fun. Pens are fun. And yeah, I guess that's really all I can say about that. So till next episode. See you later.
Bye.